We do not need to give up all sweet treats or all sugar. In fact, there's some really compelling science behind the rule that you might have heard of, that it's best to limit added sugars to 10% or less of total calories. Let's break that down. What is an added sugar? It's literally a simple sugar, a monosaccharide or disaccharide. That could be white sugar, brown sugar, honey, maple syrup, high fructose corn syrup that is added to our foods, whether at the manufacturer, like buying a can of soda, or in our own homes, added to our cooking, or maybe adding a spoonful of sugar to our coffee in the morning. Added sugars does not include the sugars inherent to whole or minimally processed foods, like the sugars in fruit. So fruit sugar does not count towards added sugars. Now, 10% of total calories means that we would want all of the added sugars that we consume throughout the day, that the calories those added sugars contain that wouldn't add up to more than 10% of all of the calories we consume in that day. So, math example. Let's assume that you follow a 2,000 calorie a day diet. That's what the USDA uses in all their math. 10% of 2,000 calories is 200 calories. So to stay below 10%, you would stay below 200 calories of added sugars. That's 50 grams of sugar. And if that was white sugar, that would be 4 tablespoons of sugar. Now, where does the science behind that as a healthy threshold come from? The most compelling science is actually looking at cardiovascular disease incidence. For example, there was a huge 2014 study, and as usual, I'll put the DOI in the video description so you can look it up for yourself, that striated based on added sugar intake and showed that people who consumed 10 to 25% of their calories from added sugars had a 30% higher rate of cardiovascular disease than people who consumed 10% or less of their total calories from added sugar. The people who consumed more than 25% had a 2.75-fold increase in cardiovascular disease risk. So a healthy diet can include some sugar. And it's also important to note that this is habitual sugar consumption. It's totally okay if on a special day, your birthday, the holidays, that you consume more than 10% of your calories from added sugar that day. What really matters is the dietary patterns and how you eat on average.